N NBNN.info. And you always add the .com after that. Thank you for that, Kendrick. We have a lot of good stuff coming down the pipe. We are working on getting confirmations. Actually, let me check my email. I may be able to confirm something here today. But not yet. But we will have some big news coming out here shortly. I am streaming live right now, so I really can't go into much more detail about that. Oh, when I get all this information gathered, you guys are going to love it. Everybody's going to love it. Oh, did you read the email finally? Did that give you a little bit more insight as to where I'm going with it? You know, I love everything you submit to me because you give me a lot of food for thought. Well, that was weird. I don't usually lose connection to Mumble like that. Anyway, I love everything you give me, and you give me a lot of food for thought if you didn't hear that last one. Oh, yeah, we've got a couple weeks. I'm looking at July, so we're going to wait till after release 19. Of course, we'll have a lot more answers and questions after today's postmortem, which everybody's looking forward to. I think it's a little combination of both. It's got its own uniqueness, but it's not the first time a system like this has been seen. And again, part of my intro into today's broadcast was, of course, how much I dislike the deck system. Well, and of course, one of my big complaints is, I'm sitting here waiting on a tile to be dealt to me. Either I know the spell or I don't know the spell. I shouldn't have to wait on a random tile to tell me I can cast a spell. I'm sorry, I just disagree with it very, very strongly. If I want to cast Fireball at something, I should be able to click on my Fireball or choose whatever it is I need to choose, glyph, icon, otherwise, whatever you want to call it. And I should be able to use that as much as possible with, of course, my percentage chance to fail or, the availability of my focus and regents, whatever. But I should not have to wait for it to randomly pop up in the middle of a combat situation. If I want Fireball, and I want it yesterday. I don't want to sit there waiting with my thumb up my butt, waiting for a tile to be dealt to me so I can hurt something. I shouldn't have an action bar. I should have a book that has, access to my spells, and I should be able to access them at will. Yeah, now again, the old school UO is the perfect example. I have a book, it gives me glyphs and icons, and I can put those icons on my screen and access them at on demand. Well, I've died twice today because I was looking down at that combat bar, trying to get and waiting for glyphs to come up so I can do stuff, and I couldn't look at my life bar because I was too engrossed looking at the combat bar. And that's another thing, of course, is the life bar. The life bar is the only item on our screen that we cannot move. I would love to be able to move that down near the combat bar so that I can actually see my life when I'm looking down to the bottom of my screen where I spend 90% of my time looking. And hello, Kendrick. See you there in front of me. Yes, I am back in my seat. We're getting ready to end today's broadcast. Love the rabbit. And yeah, when we get another release that looks like it's going to be one of them long drawn out releases where there's not a whole lot, I may actually just do a whole release from the chair. I mean, I've seen all sorts of crazy stuff out there on these streams. I've seen people do everything from, of course, Dance Dance Revolution to Mario Brothers to, of course, now Shrine of the Avatar and all the other games out there. And I've seen some really just odd things that people stream. And I'm going, you know what? What if I did just a whole month-long narrative, just passing, everybody who passes by and just sitting in the chair, of course, that would be dependent on having this lot still. And either Bucks, who is the owner of the lot right now, or whoever gets the lot in the future. When we have the next wipe, I'm definitely going to shoot for getting over to this lot so that I might even be able to set up the NBNN studio here. But of course, that's another thing we're waiting for is permanent fixtures and housings in towns. No more wipes so that we can set up permanent residences and get really comfortable. As many of you probably know, I don't go crazy with my skill building and leveling, and I don't go crazy with decorating my house because I just don't see the point in decorating the house to have to do it again 3 releases down the line, etc., etc., etc. I need a house, I need a chest, place to plant my head and my stuff. That's it. I'm good. And actually, when we go live, aside from building the studio for NBNN, that's probably going to be about as sparse as my house is. As I'm not, I'm probably let River have some fun and just go decorate it. Oh yeah, that's definitely in the plans. Of course, our friends over at Avatar's Radio, they've got Radio City planned, which is going to be a major entertainment hub and complex here in the game. And I'm looking forward to see what they do with it. I might even... and I might even have to approach Amber Rain over there and go, hey, maybe I should talk to you about setting up the studio in Radio City, where the entertainment hub is. I'll have to toss that idea around. I'm sorry, what was that? And welcome, Roastmeister, to the stream. Ah, yes, that is again sheer speculation on my part. Um, oh, you have to show me this. I'm not aware of that. I would love to see this. Yeah, now was this the interview where he's actually in the meeting room in Portalarium with another guy who's doing the interview? So that's what I mean. That's what I meant. Richard is sitting with somebody else in the Portalarium meeting room. Is Oh no, I didn't see him. I just saw another one that was recently done. Yeah, if you could send me a link, I would love that. Okay, but yeah, that is something that I'm gonna may try and slip in today's postmortem. Actually, I think I'm going to try and avoid it um, for down the line because again, it's something that's relative, but I don't want to speculate too much. And there's Carson. And he needs to get his full name into Mumble if he wants to hang out here. Yeah, you delete the apostrophe. Oh, interesting point. I'm surprised they actually allow an apostrophe in the name. That's an interesting one because usually anything outside of normal letters is not acceptable, including underscores, dashes, and everything else. So I'm really surprised to see the apostrophe allowed. Yeah, well, yeah, we hadn't, I guess, thought about that because it's never happened before.